at the micro tiny house waiting to see my fate with FEMA. By talking to them on the phone, it doesn't seem like they are going to be able to help me because of my situation, and it is off-grid, and you know, I don't have any mail coming to this address, so to speak, and I don't really have, being, you know, on the go and having several properties that are all off-grid, I don't really have a set, you know, ground zero. But yeah, I'm hoping something, anything, because I mean, the float home, I doubt anything is going to become of that. You know, there are a few options I can do, possibly with the person that I was doing a rent to own with. There are contracts involved, and I don't know, I just, my heart just tells me, you know, it's a horrible time for everybody right now, and it's really hard to just see the devastation that everybody's going through. And give me a minute. I just don't know the right decision to make. You know, ultimately, I know I have to look out for myself, but under the circumstances, it's just really hard to be that person at the end of the day. But hopefully when FEMA gets here, they'll have something positive to say for me, to where I can at least get one of my properties compensated or helped out with, because I didn't have insurance on anything. It's really hard to find insurance companies that will even insure things like this, because I'm doing something that is, you know, out of the norm and what a lot of people aren't doing yet. There is a certain small, tight community of people who, you know, are living this lifestyle, and it's just not understood by a lot of, you know, city people or government issued people or anything of that, you know. And hopefully this storm is going to, you know, broaden people's horizons of, you know, the different type of alternative livings, because, you know, people don't need, you know, 1,000, 2,000 square foot homes right now. They just need anything, you know, any type of roof to be put over their head. I'm just, you know, I think it's all catching up to me. You know, I just spent a lot of yesterday it's just hard. So I just left with the FEMA lady, and I don't know. I mean, it's not looking too good, that's for sure. I'm just living a lifestyle that, you know, people just don't understand. And sorry, I'm gonna have to turn here, a big turn. But hopefully I'll get compensated a little bit. It's being put in as a travel trailer, so if I do possibly get any kind of compensation, it's not going to be very much. Definitely not going to cover the money that I've put into it and the money I'm losing as it being a business. The float home is definitely not going to be anything that I can file through FEMA. My camper, my little camper, I don't know if you've seen in other previous pictures, that was completely underwater. The camper that Donny and I fled into the East Coast, you know, that did get some minimal damage. It's not horrible, and you know, I'm living in it, but I'll be okay in that. But I don't know, there's just so many unanswered questions at this point of which direction I'm supposed to take. And it's all just kind of hitting me at once right now. You know, reality is starting to sink in that everything that I work so hard for is, you know, gone. Just gone. But things will get better, and I'm trying to look on the positive side of things, because being negative in a time like this is definitely not helpful. But, you know, I guess it is what it is. Anyways, I'm gonna head over to my mom's. She just got power on last night, and so did Donny. Donny's been back to work for the past week. And a little update on my mom. Her foot is not broken. She did go to the doctors, and she has to wear a boot now. And she's been trying to work a couple days a week, even though she should be retired at this point in her life, but, you know, still need the money. And she had a rough day on Thursday. She cuts hair, and, you know, being on her feet all day long with a boot on and being in pain wasn't the best time that she's ever had, but she's doing good. My daughter's doing great, and of course Donnie's doing fine, and he is, dang it, I needed to cover up. It's supposed to be raining all next week, and the door on that tiny house is broken, so I need to get back over there and get some sort of tarp to put on top of it to cover it up, to prevent more water from getting in there. I'm gonna have to go stop at Lowe's or something. Oh, lots to do. Alright, so I went down the street and I picked up this tarp, so I'm gonna try to drape it over the top and try to secure it as best as possible, because the door is wide open up there now, and I want to try to prevent more water damage than it already has. I think I said in my previous video clip that it's going to rain all next week, so, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to get help to possibly flip this back over, and when I do, hopefully everything will stay intact and not rip more than it already is. But we're going to go ahead and or I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this thing up there. That was a little harder than expected. They only had a couple tarps left where I went, and it was only a 4x6, so it's not even big enough to kind of cover the whole tiny house itself, but I was able to at least cover the door. I mean, you know, they're still gonna get water in there because it's gonna trickle underneath the tarp when the wind blows and sideways rain and all that stuff, but it'll help. And yeah, I'm just mentally, more than anything, exhausted at this point, and you know, I just really have no answers, and I hate that. I hate not having an answer to, you know, my problems or a solution. And it's just one of those things where you have to, you know, sit around and wait until you can get help. I mean, I can't flip this thing over by myself. You know, I'm sure eventually Donnie will be able to help me with that, but that's going to take time. He's back to work, and you know, he has his own things that he needs to worry about. So, and then if it's not, then it's like, okay, now I have to sit around and find somebody else that, you know, everybody is worn thin around here, all the workers, and you know, and then you have to be careful of like people who are ripping you off, and it's just a nightmare to say the least. But you know, I'm just gonna have to